Hello and welcome to this drum lesson for Atlas by Battles. Okay, so this is the great John Stanier, hopefully I pronounced that right. Absolutely love this guy, he's so good. If you want to talk about a tight, people talk about a tight drummer, this guy's your man. Yeah, really up my street, one of my favourite drummers really. So yeah, this song is probably one of their easier songs, even though it's pretty tricky. But we're going to sort of do an overview of it because, like a lot of their songs, they're kind of very strangely arranged in weird time signatures. This is actually in 4/4, which is quite nice. But there's weird like not bar lengths, but section lengths. So like 9 bars instead of your normal kind of 8 bars. Things like that. So let's get straight into this. So as I say, I'm going to sort of do an overview of this because there's so many different bits, but it's basically all based around a theme, which is a shuffle. It's basically based around a shuffle on the floor tom. Okay. So now what a shuffle is when you're playing the first and last triplet. Okay. So if you've never come across a shuffle before or a triplet, a triplet is kind of your swung notes, as it were. The first downbeat is not swung, but the rest of them are. I always try and think of triplets like humpity dumpity, humpity dumpity, like this. Okay, that's the triplet. So what a shuffle is playing the first and the last of those, and it's playing this with one hand. If you were to play it hand to hand, you're basically missing out the middle note. Dum, 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 dum. Okay? So this song is based around that shuffle rhythm. We fill in stuff quite a lot. So the opening section, we're just doing this shuffle, and then every 4 bars we're kind of bringing in the full triplet. So I'll kind of play that idea. That's this. That's the opening theme, is kind of that triplet, that shuffle, and then doing one little triplet at the end of the 4th bar, and then at the end of the 8th bar you're doing a whole bar of triplets, which you can sort of play hand to hand. A little note about this as well is there's some nice dynamics. Dum da dum da dum da dum. So you're kind of accenting the downbeat. So that's kind of the opening section. I'll try and just pick out a few of these patterns. The next section, what's actually really nice about this section, the kind of vocals come in. We lose some of those fills, and the vocals come in, but the kick drum comes in. And it comes in, for me, it feels like it comes in a bar later than I would naturally probably put it in. But things that, like I say, the section is in like 9 bars long, so it makes sense for the section. But it just the way the kick comes in is just really, really nice. So that section, all you're doing there is just adding the bass drum on the quarter notes. So that would be like this. Nice and simple, but yeah, just the impacts of where that comes in is huge. The next kind of one is where we're like I say, he's building on that theme and just doing loads of different variations of this kind of shuffle thing, and it's kind of genius, really. Like, people talk about great shuffle things. I think this track actually brings the shuffle, like, modernizes it a bit, I think, because you obviously got the Jeff Porcaro thing, you got the Bernard Purdie thing, which are always on the hats. And this is like a Thom version, but there's loads of different variations. So we'll just go through a few of these. There's the next section. He kind of doubles up on 2 toms with this shuffle thing, keeping the kicks going, and then stabbing snare and open hat on beat 4. So it's like this. So yeah, another nice little variation. This kind of layering effect that he's doing in this by just layering up that floor, the rack tom, it just kind of brings it, I don't know, it just kind of gives it that, you think there's more going on than there is. It just gives it beautiful layering sound. Then we're kind of into this kind of I sort of think of it as like a riffy section where we're opening more out between the 2 toms, where we're sort of bringing a solid backbeat in and playing some sort of syncopated stuff on the rack tom. So that's like this. So yeah, that again is getting a bit more busy between the 2 toms, and then we got kind of the chorus pattern, which is just really straightforward between. It's kind of the full kind of shuffle pattern between the floor and the snare drum, but adding extra snares. Again, this is a theme of kind of 9 bars thing. In 4/4, but 9 bars of 4/4, because it adds the extra snare drum after 4 bars in the chorus, and then after 5 bars, and that's just your straight up same kind of thing, but just backbeats on 2 and 4 on the snare. There, that's 9 bars. That's 4 with the gat at the end, and then 5 bars with the gat. Yeah, and then with his massive high cymbal, just this kind of stabby section, which is just like snare kicks. Stabby thing. Then we've got a massive kind of breakdown, and with some nice little variations coming in here. Do kicks for ages, just on the quarter notes, and then when the beat kind of comes in initially, we're doing between the floor and the hi-hat. Now what we're doing is this kind of is the kind of feel of the like Jeff Porcaro halftime shuffle thing, where we're doing the shuffle on the floor tom and filling in the gaps on the hi-hat. Like the Jeff Porcaro thing is playing on the hi-hat and filling in the gaps with the snare drum. here we're doing it kind of reversely like this. So that where that's falling is that gap in between the shuffle. So the middle triplet. And then doing the kicks on the quarter notes. And then another variation, when it comes back in, instead of playing the hi-hat in the gaps, it's playing it exactly the same time, so like doubling up the shuffle with the kick drum going, so like this. And that's the next variation where it builds and then it brings the backbeats on the 2 and the 4, so the left hand comes down off the hi-hat to play the backbeats. And then it's it's back into your kind of straight chorus, so the kind of so there's so many different variations he kind of plays in that tune. It's so great, just basically taking one simple idea . So yeah, there I kind of just cycled through all of the different variations, which is, you know, and it's just very. This music obviously lends itself to the drums being a real focal point. You know, not always these patterns are going to fit in, you know, kind of more straight up music, but I just love the idea of how progressive and kind of inventive and creative these parts are, just from one idea. And they're not overly complex, but they are quite complex. But they're also there for a reason. They're not just him showing off. They really make the song like really, really good. So yeah, just have a go at some of those things. Like if it's all a bit tricky, or feeling a bit too tricky, you know, just literally trying the straight up kind of shuffle rhythm between floor and snare, backbeats on 2 and 4, kicks on all the quarter notes, and then keeping that shuffle rhythm. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Go and check out my other videos. Also, check out my website. It should be up here somewhere. If you need drums recorded on your tracks or anything else, find out more info about me, drum courses. Have a look. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.